The White Snake legend is one of the most famous and enduring love stories in Chinese mythology. This legendary tale of love, sacrifice, and fate has been passed down for centuries, capturing the imagination of audiences through literature, theater, and film. Rooted in themes of devotion and the struggle between love and duty, the story explores the complexities of human emotions and the supernatural. At its core, the White Snake legend tells the story of a kind-hearted scholar, Xu Xian, and a beautiful woman, Bai Suzhen, who is actually a white snake spirit in human form. Their love is challenged by fate, divine laws, and the intervention of a Buddhist monk determined to separate them. Despite these obstacles, their love endures, making the legend one of the greatest romantic epics in mythology. In this video, we will explore the origins of the legend, its major characters, the central conflicts, and the different versions that have evolved over time. We will also examine its influence on Chinese culture and why it remains such a powerful and beloved story today. The origins of the White Snake legend. The White Snake legend has a long and complex history, with roots dating back to ancient Chinese folklore. The earliest versions of the story can be traced to the Tang Dynasty, 618 to 907 AD, though it became widely popular during the Ming, 1368 to 1644, and Qing, 1644 to 1912, dynasties. Initially, the white snake spirit was depicted as a malevolent creature, but over time, she transformed into a tragic heroine, symbolizing love and perseverance. The most well-known version of the legend was solidified in the Madame White Snake play, written during the Ming Dynasty. This adaptation established Bai Suzhen as a benevolent spirit who falls in love with a mortal man. Later, in the Qing Dynasty, the story was further refined in the legend of the White Snake, solidifying its status as one of the most famous love stories in Chinese mythology. The tale has been retold in various forms, including operas, novels, and films, each adding new layers to the story while preserving its core themes of love, destiny, and the conflict between the supernatural and the human world. Bai Suzhen, the White Snake spirit in love. Bai Suzhen, the titular White Snake, is one of the most fascinating characters in Chinese mythology. She is depicted as a powerful and kind-hearted spirit who, after centuries of meditation and cultivation, attains the ability to transform into a human. Unlike other spirits in folklore that seek vengeance or mischief, Bai Suzhen yearns for human experiences, especially love. Her transformation into a human is driven by her desire to live among mortals, and she soon meets Xu Xian, a kind and humble scholar. When they fall in love and marry, Bai Suzhen embraces her new life, embodying the virtues of loyalty, compassion, and devotion. However, because she is a spirit, her love is considered unnatural in the eyes of the heavens, setting the stage for the tragic conflict that unfolds in the story. Despite her supernatural origins, Bai Suzhen represents the ideal woman in traditional Chinese culture, gentle, intelligent, and loving. Her character challenges the rigid boundaries between humans and spirits, highlighting the theme that love transcends. Xu Xian, the mortal caught between love and fate. Xu Xian, the moral hero of the legend, is portrayed as a kind-hearted and virtuous man who unknowingly falls in love with a snake spirit. Unlike the bold and adventurous heroes of other myths, Xu Xian is an ordinary scholar and physician, which makes his story all the more relatable. When he meets Bai Suzhen, he is immediately drawn to her beauty and grace, unaware of her true identity. Their love blossoms quickly, leading to a happy marriage. However, his world is turned upside down when he learns the truth about Bai Suzhen. In some versions of the story, he faints in shock upon discovering that his wife is a snake spirit, while in others, he struggles with his loyalty to her and the fear instilled in him by the monk Fa Hai. Xu Xian's character represents the vulnerability of humans in the face of the unknown. His love for Bai Suzhen is genuine, but he is also deeply influenced by societal norms and religious beliefs, making him a tragic figure caught between love and duty. Fa Hai, the monk who opposes love. Every great love story needs an antagonist, and in the White Snake legend, that role is played by Fa Hai, a Buddhist monk. Fa Hai believes that spirits and humans should not intermingle, as such relationships disrupt the natural order. He sees Bai Suzhen not as a loving wife, but as a dangerous demon who must be exorcised. Determined to separate Bai Suzhen and Xu Xian, Fa Hai manipulates Xu Xian into betraying his wife. He convinces Xu Xian to serve Bai Suzhen a special wine during the Dragon Boat Festival, which forces her to reveal her true snake form. This revelation shatters their relationship and allows a Fa Hai to imprison Bai Suzhen in Lifeng Pagoda. Fa Hai represents the rigid, conservative forces that oppose love and change. His actions, though portrayed as righteous in some versions, ultimately lead to suffering and loss, raising questions about whether the duty to divine laws should come before human emotions. The betrayal and tragic separation. The most heartbreaking moment in the legend comes when Xu Xian, under Fa Hai's influence, unknowingly betrays Bai Suzhen. During the Dragon Boat Festival, he gives her the special wine that forces her to revert to her snake form. The sight of her true nature overwhelms him, and in some versions, he dies from shock, only to be later revived. This revelation marks a turning point in the story. Bai Suzhen, devastated by Xu Xian's reaction, tries to win back his trust. However, their happiness is short-lived as Fa Hai captures Bai Suzhen and imprisons her beneath Lifeng Pagoda. She is condemned to spend eternity trapped in the pagoda, her love for Xu Xian serving as both her strength and her curse. This moment encapsulates the themes of fate and sacrifice. Bai Suzhen's love is pure, but she is ultimately punished for crossing the boundary between the mortal and supernatural worlds. The birth of a son and redemption. In some versions of the legend, Bai Suzhen is pregnant when she is imprisoned in Lifeng Pagoda. She gives birth to a son, who is raised by monks and later becomes a brilliant scholar. When he grows up and gains high honors, he visits the pagoda to pay respects to his mother. Moved by his filial piety, the heavens grant him the power to break the spell, and the pagoda collapses, freeing Bai Suzhen. This ending offers a hopeful resolution, suggesting that love and family can ultimately triumph over rigid fate. The birth of Bai Suzhen's son also symbolizes the continuation of love beyond tragedy, reinforcing the idea that love, even when obstructed, will find a way to endure. The White Snake legend's influence on Chinese culture. The White Snake legend is not just a story. It is a cultural phenomenon that has inspired countless adaptations in literature, opera, film, and television. Traditional Chinese operas frequently depict the tale, emphasizing the dramatic and emotional aspects of the love story. In modern times, the legend has been adapted into movies, TV dramas, and even animations, each adding new interpretations to the classic narrative. Some versions focus on the romance, while others explore the philosophical and religious themes embedded in the story. Beyond entertainment, the legend has also influenced Chinese values surrounding love, loyalty, and sacrifice. It remains a timeless tale that resonates with audiences across generations. Why the White Snake legend is the greatest love story in mythology. Few love stories in mythology capture the depth of emotion and complexity found in the White Snake legend. It is a tale of devotion that transcends the barriers of life and death, human and spirit, fate and free will. Bai Suzhen and Xu Xian's love is tested in every possible way, yet it remains unwavering, proving that true love defies even the strictest divine laws. The story's enduring popularity speaks to its universal themes: love against all odds, the struggle between tradition and desire, and the ultimate power of redemption. Whether viewed as a romance, a tragedy, or a supernatural epic, the White Snake legend remains one of the greatest love stories in mythology, captivating hearts for centuries.